What do we have here? Well, technically we have a 509 Tactical from FN, and there's a suppressor on it. And the suppressor, oddly enough, comes from FN. Even more oddly, it's made specifically for the FN 509 Tactical, which is interesting because a lot of times you very rarely see a handgun platform that is self-contained. And when I say self-contained, largely you have the gun and then you have the suppressor. You can kind of get that with rifles, like Daniel Defense has their suppressors. Who else has their own suppressors? I can't remember, but but you don't really see that very often with handguns. You usually get a gun and then you go get a suppressor from a different manufacturer. This is the 9Ti from FN, and it's a 9mm suppressor designed specifically for the FN 509 Tactical. Now, that doesn't mean it doesn't work on any other guns, because it does. You can put this on any other 9 that has a 1/2x28 thread, but it's specifically tuned because a lot of people don't realize you kind of have to, like, suppressors changed the way a gun fires because you're getting so much blowback. Generally speaking, you have higher pressures coming back into the gun. So it could change the way the gun functions and runs. So what FN did is basically take the suppressor and tune it to the 509. And yeah, and what that results in is a setup that doesn't really have a lot of gas blowback.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I know you're watching me wax poetic about this new suppressor, but I just want to take a second to thank today's sponsor, and that sponsor would be American Hartford Gold. Now, are you someone looking to invest in precious metals? Well, American Hartford Gold offers gold, silver, and platinum for physical delivery or retirement accounts like IRAs and 401ks. And they seek to provide the highest quality metals at competitive prices with their 100% satisfaction guarantee. They also have an A+ BBB rating and 5-star reviews, and are the #1 gold company on the Inc. 5000 list, and recommended by the likes of Bill O'Reilly, Rick Harrison, and Lou Dobbs. So, if you're looking to purchase precious metal from a company that prides itself on trust, transparency, and a simple 3-step liquidation process, I'll put a link in the description section of this video so you can check out American Hartford Gold. And again, I want to thank American Hartford Gold for supporting the channel. Now, back to me waxing poetic. All the ammo used in this video was brought to you by Nosler, maker of the most innovative, most accurate, and most effective bullets and ammunition in the industry.
I hate gas blowback, I really do. Sometimes I'll shoot rifles and I'll have, like, and they're suppressed, and I'll have gas blowback, and if you look and you pay close attention, I'm actually holding my breath. Like, Peter's actually seen me do this before. Just because you get a quite decent amount of blowback. What this can is supposed to do is essentially mitigate as much of that blowback as possible based on the 509 Tactical. Now, this is a titanium suppressor, but the outer shell is titanium, the inner baffles are not. But what that does is it makes the suppressor a lot lighter, which I think is incredibly important because suppressors can add a lot of weight to the front of the gun and just make shooting the gun not as enjoyable as it should be. When you have a suppressor like this, what comes into play is balance. So if you can get the weight on the suppressor to kind of move back a little bit, it'll recenter the center of gravity for this gun. So shooting this gun as is now, I can feel the weight sitting about right here. That's kind of where the balancing aspect of that's where I feel the weight. It's not here, it's kind of right here, which is not a bad thing because it makes me able to transition relatively well. And that's the thing, it's like, if you can get the weight and the balance right, ooh, makes for a great time. So you take a look at this setup and you have the FN 509 Tactical, you have a 24-round magazine. 24-round magazine. Of course, I got my Delta Point Pro, and then I have my Surefire XVL2 IRC. The reason I twisted the gun like this is because I was reading it off the side here because I didn't remember the names. There's too many damn letters and numbers. So, XL, MPRC, O3, HIJK, LMNOP, QR. However, when you get the balance and the weight right in the system, it makes shooting so much more enjoyable because you don't have to deal with all the noise. Now, I have Ear Pro on right now, but I always have Ear Pro on. It's just kind of my thing because I have tinnitus. Now, with suppressors, generally speaking, a lot of times they're not exactly hearing safe for extended periods of time. The only way you can really generally get hearing safe out of a suppressed gun is if you're shooting subsonics. So like 300 blackout subsonic, there's some 9mm subsonics. I ain't got none here today. These are all pretty fast, light, flying. But nonetheless, doesn't make the shooting experience any less enjoyable, because as you can see, it's peaceful. Like watch, like you hear this, go, watch. Silence. Yeah, it's just, I can do this all day. Okay, now I'm just playing. but largely, usually you get this ka, and then you got the echo, and you got all this stuff. It's very disruptive. I don't know why suppressors aren't just almost mandatory, or just let us take them home immediately. Beautiful thing is, so like, when FN told me they were coming out with a suppressor, I was like, all right, and they wanted to send it to me. I was like, all right, it'll be a while before I even get it in hand because of the process. But ironically enough, this suppressor came back in like 2 months. I don't want to jinx it, but there's something going on. And whatever it is, keep going. So I just realized, like, when I went to load this, to rack around into the chamber, you know, I've noticed, I don't know why I didn't pick up on this before, but the actual slide serrations on the slide tend to kind of match up with the slide serrations on the suppressor, which makes sense because, like I said, it's made for the 509 tactical. This thing is running, it's sub $900. I'm in this weird space with suppressors, man, because with suppressors, it takes, like, I got lucky, I think, because usually it takes almost a year. And I've seen, I talked to my guys, some of my guys at some of the gun shops that I go to, and they're like, no, their suppressor's coming back in 2-3 months now. So I guess I just got lucky in that batch. And that's usually, for me, the biggest obstacle with buying suppressors is the wait. It just takes too damn long. But this came back in 2-3 months. So I don't know what that means, but if you're looking to get a suppressor, you probably want to try to do that now. For anybody who has a 509 tactical, anybody who's just looking for a suppressor for a 9mm handgun as is, 9Ti titanium from FN. I mean, I can't lie though, like, look at that. That is a sexy looking setup. It's kind of hot, that's why I couldn't do my typical. Oh, here we go. Like, yeah, that's still hot. We'll do that. Look at that. That's a good looking setup right there. Like, look at that, it's all aesthetically matching. So cute. Look at you, look at you. Think you're sexy, huh? Yeah, you are kind of sexy. No, I'm not talking to you, Peter. Definitely not talking to you. Stop smiling, it's weird.
Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.